to Lou's Beauty Closet. If you're new, welcome. I'm Lou. I post weekly videos. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell next to it so you get notified every time I post. And without further ado, let's get into it. So today we're talking all about cleaning our makeup brushes. I've done videos on beginner eye brushes and beginner face brushes. I'll link them up here. Be sure to check those out. So today we're going to talk about how to clean them. So you'll need a sink, obviously, or somewhere you can have some running water. You will need your brush cleanser. There are heaps of options. You can have a liquid cleanser, so you can just bare basics. You can have just normal antibacterial wash, like hand wash, which is what I used initially. I'm using the Clean Apothecary solid cleanser. It's in the scent grapefruit. They do have 5 scents available on Beautylish. I also use the Beauty Blender solid soap. It's up to you which one you use, whether you use solid cleanser or a liquid cleanser. And then I'm getting my brush, wetting it first, and then I'm swirling it in my solid cleanser. If you're using liquid, that at that point is where you would put a dot of it in your palm and swirl it in your cleanser. Then I'm lathering the brush in my palm, simple as that. I'm just rinsing the brush, making sure you hold it downwards, squeezing the water out, and then you shape it with your hands. Then I'm showing you again with an eye brush, so you hold the brush downwards, making sure the water doesn't go in that ferrule, which is that rose gold bit. It's just be careful not to, basically, otherwise, water gets stuck in there. You're more likely to get mold and dissolve the glue in the brush, and when you've spent money on an expensive brush, you don't want that to happen. So I'm following the same steps as the big brush. Lather it and swirl the brush in your liquid or solid cleanser, lather it on your palms. You'll see product come out, and then you rinse it, making sure you hold it downwards, squeezing water out, massaging it, agitating the brush, getting the product out, and then you squeeze and shape with your hand. Dry your brushes. You get a towel, roll up one end of the towel like a burrito, so you have one raised section. Lay it on your table, and that is where the top end of the brush is going to lay, and your brush is going to be angled downwards, so the end of the brush is actually hanging on the edge of the surface. You don't want it laying flat on anything. You want it angled downwards, hanging, so that it doesn't misshape your brushes and give your brush a flat bottom. So again, just top end of the brush sitting on the burrito roll of the towel, and the actual brush itself hanging on the edge. Use the dirty mat, but this is the Sigma Express mat to clean your brushes. It's got various surfaces. One side is for eyes, wash, rinse, refine. The other side is for the face, wash, rinse, refine. All those ridges and textures and bumps and grooves help agitate the brush and get the product out. As you can see, I've been using that side of foundation and getting that out. That's the bigger size, the normal brush cleaning mat by Sigma. They're fantastic, and I've recently just started using the bigger one. You just lay it in your sink and rinse on your brush on it. So Dirty Beauty Blender with the solid soap. It comes with its own little cleaning mat with surfaces to help get the product out. So I'm just going to show you how I clean that one. So I rinse my sponge, get that one wet, especially the dirty side, swirl it in the solid cleanser like I did with the brush. You'll see some foundation coming out, that's normal. Just give it a good swirl, and then you put the mat on top and rub it across the mat. You'll see product coming out. All those ridges are helping agitate the sponge and get product out. You'll see it on the sponge, and then you give it a good rinse and squeeze it under the water. And you actually, before you even do that, you massage it in your hand. You can see all the foundation coming out, and then you're rinsing that. You can see already that it's improved, and that top half of the sponge is cleaner than before. Then I just keep doing it until I'm happy with how clean my beauty blender is and the water runs clear. Okay, welcome back, guys. Hope that demo was cool and you understood what I was getting at. How often should you clean your brushes? Well, ideally, this is in an ideal world, every week. When I first started using my makeup brushes, I did do weekly, but then life happens and you just get busy and you can't do that. I would say at a minimum once a month, and I know that sounds gross for some people, but some people just don't clean their brushes and they're not used to doing that. So I would say at minimum once a month, but if you can, at least every fortnight, so that works out to twice a month, which isn't too bad. Main concepts you need to grasp are just wash your brushes frequently, and you don't really need all the bells and whistles to do it. Just wash them with a cleanser or soap or something, and use your palm to wash it, and just dry them hanging off the edge, and make sure it's not on a surface so that it doesn't misshape. So I use this tree, I got this from Beautylish. It's the bendable brush tree. I've seen this in Target, I've seen this in KMART, and other stores have it, I'm sure. It wasn't expensive though, and Beautylish does do progress payment. Awesome, really convenient. Also means that because it's compact, you don't need to worry about having a huge long table to dry 30 brushes. But if you're just starting out, you might not see the need or requirement for this, but I think this is an awesome addition. Spot cleansing. So with spot cleansing, that's just mainly when you're doing your makeup, and at the end of your makeup or in between, you just cleanse on the spot. So when you're doing eye looks, for example, and you are switching into different shadows or products, and you don't want them to get muddy together, or you don't want them to get contaminated, you can just swirl your brush on a tissue, but that doesn't always do the trick. I use quick drying cleansers such as the MAC one. This is like my 5th bottle. I've bought so many of these. The MAC one's always good, and also the Cinema Secrets one that was in my empties video. I'll probably link that up there as well. That was a favorite of mine as well. It was fantastic, very quick drying. It has got a high alcohol content though, so I'd be careful with your natural hair brushes, but with these synthetic brushes and in general, it's good for a good spot cleanse. You just put a drop on tissue paper and swirl your brush in it, dries quite quickly, and you're good to go. And it also helps prevent product buildup. Also got a color switch. I will put I don't know if I can find mine. I'll put a picture up here of what that looks like. You can actually use a hair donut as the as a dupe for the color switch. Basically it's the same material. You can just swirl your brushes and the sponge kind of catches the powder and the pigment, and then you can go into your other shadow. It's a pretty awesome invention. So basically just spot cleaning. So that's the bare bones. So I will say main things to take away from this video: just clean your brushes frequently. You don't need all these fancy products and gear to do it, but if you want to get some of these things, or your collection's growing and you're using makeup a lot more frequently and you want things to make your life easier, basically, I would definitely, things I would recommend if you can only get a few, I would definitely say the Sigma matte, the Express matte, the smaller version. Definitely invest in a nice cleanser. You know, the Beautylish one here, the Beauty Blender Solid, the Sigma one. There are lots of different companies that have brush cleansers, so I would definitely invest in a cleanser and a matte and something maybe to dry or shape your brushes. But have fun, have a play with it. So that's it, super easy, not rocket science. I hope this video was helpful, guys. Yeah, so that is all about brushes. So next up we'll hopefully be talking about eyeshadow palettes for beginners and how to do basic eyeshadow. Then we'll jump into other things like wing liner and highlighter. It's going to be fun. I have also ordered some goodies from Sephora in the States. They have their spring haul, their VIB Rouge haul, so I got a personal shopper and I shopped that, so hopefully I'll also be doing a haul video, so that will be exciting. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Hope this video was helpful, hope you got something useful out of it. And like I said, I'll be linking all the mattes and cleansers and everything I can find down below. Consider subscribing, hit the bell next to it to be notified every time I post. Can follow me on social media. I post on Instagram pretty much every day. Have a say in some of the videos. Leave any comments or requests for videos down below, guys. So I'll see you next time. Click here to subscribe, click here to catch my last video, and click here for more from News Beauty Gossip. Until next week, guys. Bye.